I don't want to sound like a scold. Sounds great, I managed to say. We've literally been together all the time since our first date. So how is it any different if we were married? Constance says defensively, although I've said nothing to dissuade her from having this relative stranger move in with her. Sounds like you are married, from how I remember it, I tell her. Dick is still going out to work every day, she says, but when he comes back, she's lysoling the bottom of his shoes and washing his clothes. So everything's clean. You're doing his laundry? I ask. But he's doing so much for me, she insists. OMG, no. Oh, this poor woman. He's just using her, texts my friend Abigail when I tell her about Constance later. Abigail is 27 and an inveterate online dater. She's told me lots of stories over the years about dating app culture and its chilling effect on relationships. He's going to be out the door as soon as isolation ends, she texts. That's what I'd be worried about too, I text her back. But then, who knows how any of this is going to end? COVID-19 isn't like anything we've seen before, so there's no way of knowing what its long-term effects on dating and relationships will be. There have been reports, ever since shelter-in-place orders went into effect, that online dating has surged. Which comes as no surprise, since millions of people are now trapped at home, feeling lonely, horny, and bored, not to mention desperate and scared. Tinder reported that on March 28, 2020, its users swiped more than 3 billion swipes, more than any single day in the company's 8-year history. The online dating industry has been rushing to capitalize on its newly captive audience, adding video chat capabilities to its apps and launching new social distancing-friendly sites. Video dating has already been deemed the new normal by sectors of the media which always seem ready to champion the latest technological innovations in dating. The news has grown effusive in describing how online dating companies are doing their best to help isolated singles stay connected and keep a dialogue going. I've seen pieces which read like synopses of rom-coms about people falling in love through their laptops. Then in April of 2020, Civic Science, a polling company, published a study saying that 71% of unmarried couples who didn't usually live together but were quarantining together were reporting a spike in their sex lives. It's just sex all the time, Constance tells me with a throaty laugh. For no good reason, I feel a little twinge of jealousy. I've been watching all this with interest because, for the past few years, I've been writing about sex, love, and dating in the digital age. I wrote a book about teenagers and social media and made a documentary film about dating apps, none of which has given me confidence that online dating is the path to love or lasting relationships. But then what is? I've wondered. We were walking in the park with our masks on, Constance says, still talking about Dick. And I asked him, we're not a thing just because of quarantine, right? And he was like, absolutely not. So I know it's been a whirlwind with him, but he says such nice things to me, and well, I'm not used to anyone saying nice things. He thinks I'm amazing. I don't want to tell her what I've been hearing from the women who've been sending me texts and emails since love in the time of Corona began. I see the phrase is already getting more than 4 billion results on Google. Surprisingly, they say nothing much has changed in the dystopian world of online dating, despite the onset of a global pandemic. They've sent me screenshots of guys wanting to quarantine and chill, looking to smash with masks. It's the usual kind of stuff, but now that there's the threat of contagion, the numbers game online dating is so often described to be has a different calculation. How many will wind up sick or dead? At first, I was really excited, said a young woman named Ariel I interviewed for The Guardian. Because I thought, okay, now the guys are going to have to do the work to actually get to know us because they can't come over. But then I start swiping, and there's all these profiles saying things like, COVID-free and have a bunch of toilet paper, who wants to hang out? A young man DM'd me after that piece came out, claiming that women are doing the same things. Okay, send me screenshots, I told him. When he didn't, I asked him, you're not getting any matches, are you? No, he said, and asked me if I had any advice on how he could